Writing a critical analysis. The comparative critical analysis. Exactly what is it that you are supposed to compare? In an earlier series of videos, we looked at how to write a critical analysis, how to describe a work of art, how to analyze it, how to interpret it, and how to put those pieces together in an essay. What if a critical analysis is a little more complicated? What if you have to analyze two works of art and compare them to each other? Let's look at a pair of paintings. The one on the left should already be familiar to you from the series Writing the Critical Analysis. A comparative critical analysis allows the writer to explore the works individually and in relation to each other. This means you need to work through the critical analysis process for both works and find interpretations that demonstrate some kind of connection. Before you start looking at either work in depth, note which work is earlier. An earlier work cannot reflect the influence of a later work. A later work, however, could be informed by an earlier movement, an earlier artist, and even a particular earlier work. Start by listing similarities and differences. Here's a few to get you started. Looking for specific similarities and differences will help you find your thesis or the main point of comparison. A comparative critical analysis is a comparison of artists' intentions or ideas. Don't get distracted by superficial differences in what the artist did. Begin with a fundamental similarity. Both images are cityscapes, or both images comment on social class, or both images use structures of perspective to organize the subject, or whatever captures your interest. Then identify one or two significant differences related to that similarity. Suppose you think it is important that both paintings are cityscapes. Do you sense something different about the artist's attitudes toward the city? Perhaps you believe that Caillebotte presents the urban world as a place of progress and beauty. What does Bellows suggest? That the city is the breeding ground of poverty and problems? Something else? Maybe you see a shared awareness of social and economic disparities in the modern world. You may say that Caillebotte presents those inequities dispassionately with little commentary, and that Bellows creates a complicated narrative and a sort of social polemic. Are you more of a formalist? Caillebotte was a member of the Impressionist circle in France. He used the movement's naturalistic color and broken brushwork to capture a sense of the momentary, of changing light and atmosphere. His approach to the scene is more optical than expressive or emotional. Bellows, on the other hand, is associated with the Ashcan school of realists in New York City. His subject is similar to Caillebotte's, but his composition and palette show a dedication to Hardesty Murata's theories about color harmonies. The result is a picture that is both more experimental formally and more theatrical or even political in terms of expression. Now keep that general comparison in mind as you continue writing your essay. Go back to work of art number 1 and draft a complete critical analysis. Describe the object, analyze the object, interpret the object. Repeat that process for work of art number 2, following the general pattern you used for work number 1. Remember, stay focused on your comparison, the fundamental similarity, and the key differences that are the crux of your critical comparative analysis. Describe aspects of the compositions and details that are important to that comparison. Craft analyses that prove interpretations that are related in some way. Contrast the works to support the interpretations that provide the thesis of your critical comparative analysis. Now it's time for an introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph should include the artist's full names, the artist's birth and death dates, the italicized title of each work, and the date of each work. Your interpretations come together into a thesis expressing the comparison the essay explores. Here are 3 examples of thesis statements. Both images are cityscapes, but Caillebotte presents the urban world as a place of progress and beauty, while Bellows suggests that the city is a breeding ground of poverty and problems. Caillebotte and Bellows seem to share an awareness of social and economic disparities in the modern world, but Caillebotte presents those inequities dispassionately, and Bellows creates a social polemic. These realist painters have captured images that are a snapshot of the moment. Caillebotte uses the Impressionists' naturalistic color and broken brushwork to capture a sense of the momentary, of changing light and atmosphere. Bellows, on the other hand, explores Hardesty Murata's theories about color harmonies in a way that emphasizes the abstract nature of painting. Add your thesis to the sentences that identify the works to form a strong opening paragraph. And now you are done drafting your comparative critical analysis. Congratulations! Review, revise, and proofread your essay before you hand it in.